The lion doesn't need to roar to remind the jungle who she is. Sigma ladies, lean in. You weren't made to blend. You weren't built for shallow circles, scripted lives, or permission slips from the world. You're not just different. You're rare data in a world of default settings. Today we're cracking open what most people can't name, label, or decode: the psychology, mindset, and reality of highly intelligent Sigma females. This isn't a Pinterest board of strong woman quotes. This is a raw blueprint, a download from a different frequency. You're about to find out why you think in solitude, move in silence, and lead without needing a podium. You'll understand why people misread you, underestimate you, or feel weirdly intimidated without you doing anything loud. Sigma ladies, hit that subscribe button right now if you're done playing small. This channel is your mirror, your playbook, your reminder that thinking different is the power. And if you want to fuel this frequency, buy me a coffee. Links in the description and pinned comment. Your support isn't just caffeine, it's gasoline for the movement. Now let's break the algorithm, starting with this. 1. The mental firewall. The Sigma female doesn't just have opinions, she has a mental defense system. While the world is constantly reacting, absorbing, reposting, and echoing each other, she's running every input through a highly evolved filter. This isn't stubbornness, it's selectivity. Her mind is like a secure server, only the highest quality data gets in. She doesn't believe something just because it's popular, endorsed, or loud. In fact, the more mainstream something is, the more suspicious she gets. She asks, who benefits if I believe this? What am I sacrificing by agreeing? That's the mental firewall. It's not just skepticism, it's intellectual sovereignty. She knows people lie, algorithms manipulate, media spins, so she creates her own vortex of clarity, a mental environment protected from viral groupthink. When others are arguing over headlines, she's dissecting the source. When people go to war over ideologies, she quietly walks away and builds her own framework. This firewall also makes her hard to manipulate. Emotional guilt? Doesn't work. Peer pressure? Bounces right off. Fear tactics? Try again. Her decisions are data-driven, experience-tested, and long-term focused. And this is intimidating to people who rely on emotional reactions to influence others. The result? She's often seen as cold or distant. But in reality, she's just in command of her mental space, and that's a superpower in a noisy world. 2. Emotional encryption. You'll never get full access to a Sigma female's emotional world unless she chooses you, and most people never get chosen. Her emotions run deep, but they're encrypted. To outsiders, she might seem unaffected, unbothered, detached. But make no mistake, her emotional range is wide. She just doesn't perform it for public consumption. She feels everything, processes it internally, moves accordingly, privately. While the average person may post cryptic captions or emotionally vent online, the Sigma female writes her feelings in code, visible only to herself and the rare few who've earned her trust. Why? Because she doesn't trust easily. Not out of trauma, but because she knows that most people want access, not accountability. She's seen what happens when you overexpose your inner world. People weaponize it, project onto it, or worse, try to fix what isn't broken. So she keeps her emotional state encrypted, only decoding it for those who've proven they can handle the weight of it. This creates what many see as mystery. She's hard to read, they say. No. She's just not broadcasting on your channel. This emotional encryption allows her to move with composure, even in chaos, to lead without unraveling, to love without losing herself. And when she finally opens up, it's rare, it's powerful, and it's deliberate, because when a Sigma female decodes her heart for you, that's not just vulnerability, that's a revolution in slow motion. 3. Reality is a custom OS. Most people download their worldview from parents, school, religion, or media, not the Sigma female. She writes her own operating system. From a young age, she starts questioning defaults. Why this rule? Why this belief? Who benefits if I follow this? It's not rebellion, it's her internal code scanner saying, this isn't me. While others are busy adjusting to societal templates, Sigma women are quietly uninstalling everything that doesn't serve them. They don't upgrade to new versions of the same broken system. They build their own software from the ground up. This means her lifestyle, values, routines, and even relationships won't match the expected. She might opt out of traditional career paths. She might create boundaries no one understands. She might vanish from a scene that once defined her, just because it no longer aligns with her code. Her custom OS makes her unpredictable and often misunderstood. People ask, why are you doing it that way? Her answer is simple, because it works for me. And that's the key. She's not optimizing for approval. She's optimizing for clarity, autonomy, and results. This makes her powerful in ways others can't replicate. While they're patching bugs in inherited thinking, she's launching her own mental architecture, one that updates not when society demands, but when her inner evolution calls for it. A Sigma female's reality is custom-coded, and no, you can't plug in without her permission. Fourth, intellectual nomadism. Sigma females aren't loyal to comfort zones, they're loyal to truth, growth, insight. This means they're constantly updating their belief systems. They don't cling to old thinking out of pride. They don't fear mental migrations. She can love a book one year and reject it the next. She can defend a viewpoint today and dissect it tomorrow. Why? Because to her, evolution is proof of life. This is intellectual nomadism, the courage to leave behind mental landscapes that once served her, but no longer feed her. She doesn't stay in tribes for safety. She travels through ideas the way some travel continents, hungry, humble, and wide awake. It makes her impossible to categorize. People want to box her in. She's this type. She believes that. But Sigma women don't sit still long enough to be labeled. Their thinking style is always on the move. They absorb, test, discard, and refine, not because they're confused, but because they're committed to mental accuracy. And yes, it makes relationships harder sometimes. People want predictability. They want someone who stays the same. But a Sigma woman knows staying mentally static isn't loyalty, it's self-abandonment. Her mind is her compass, and if the coordinates shift, she shifts with it, even if it means walking alone again. 5. Solitude isn't a mood, it's a strategy. Most people treat solitude like a punishment. The Sigma female treats it like a power tool. She doesn't isolate because she's antisocial. She isolates to recalibrate, create, and protect her signal. Solitude is where she thinks clearly. It's where she decodes the noise, detaches from false energies, and remembers who she is. When she's alone, she's not lonely. She's operating at full bandwidth. No distractions, no diluted opinions, no performative energy. This is where she makes her sharpest decisions. This is where the breakthroughs happen. Not in crowds, not in endless conversations, in stillness, in silence, in self-connection. People around her might misread this. She's distant. She's ghosting us. No, she's just charging in ways you don't understand. Solitude is her strategy for maintaining her edge. And because she uses it so effectively, she doesn't get lost in identity crises or codependent loops. She knows that if she doesn't guard her alone time, she becomes reactive instead of intentional, and that's not a risk she's willing to take. So she retreats, rebuilds, and when she returns, she's sharper than ever. To some, solitude looks like disappearance. To the Sigma woman, it's the lab where the next version of herself is built. 6. Disruption is her default setting. The Sigma female doesn't try to disrupt, she just does. Her existence alone bends expectations, challenges norms, and short-circuits people's assumptions. She doesn't walk into a room looking to cause friction, but friction finds her. Why? because she doesn't obey the invisible scripts that govern social spaces. She speaks when silence is expected. She's silent when noise is demanded. She questions what others worship. She detaches when others cling. Her brain is hardwired to challenge the unexamined. And while others are playing roles to stay liked, she's rewriting the stage altogether. But here's the thing, Sigma women aren't rebellious for rebellion's sake. They don't crave attention. They crave authenticity. And if being real disrupts the system, so be it. This default disruption shows up in all areas. In corporate spaces, she refuses to play nice if it means watering down her mind. In relationships, she questions possessiveness disguised as love. In society, she'll dismantle gender roles with a single decision, not a protest sign. Her mere presence often triggers people, not because she's rude or loud, but because she mirrors what others repress. She shows what life looks like when lived on self-ownership, not social conditioning. Disruption for her isn't chaos, it's clarity. She doesn't destroy just to destroy. She removes the fake to make space for the true. That's why she's unmanageable by weak systems. You can't control what doesn't need approval. And that's why she's not just different, she's a quiet revolution in motion. 7. Logic first, noise last. In a world running on emotional reactions, the Sigma female operates like a human algorithm. She doesn't jump to conclusions. She gathers data. She doesn't explode. She observes. She doesn't assume. She analyzes. Her first question in any situation isn't, "How do I feel?" It's, "What's real?" Logic isn't cold for her. It's clarity. It keeps her grounded when things get chaotic. While others are drowning in drama, she's surfing waves of strategy. This mental precision comes from her high intelligence, but also from her survival instincts. She knows how easily emotions can be weaponized, so she uses logic like armor, not to hide but to move wisely. And she's not emotionless, not even close. She just doesn't hand over the steering wheel to feelings that come and go. When confronted with conflict, she doesn't yell. She dissects the motive. When someone tries to manipulate her, she sees the pattern instantly. She responds, not reacts. And that's terrifying to those who rely on chaos to dominate others. People call her cold because she doesn't crumble on cue. But Sigma women aren't cold. They're calculating with precision. They know when to feel, when to pause, and when to act, without the noise. This logic-first approach gives her an edge in every area. In business, she makes ruthless yet smart decisions. In relationships, she doesn't fall for charisma over character. In life, she sees through illusion fast. While others are overstimulated, the Sigma female is overprepared. And in today's chaotic world, that makes her not just rare, but dangerous in the best way. 8. Hyper-selective energy investing. Sigma females don't waste energy, ever. Their time, focus, and emotional bandwidth are treated like premium stock. If there's no return, there's no investment. It's not that they're selfish. It's that they've mastered energetic ROI, return on interaction. She doesn't engage in conversations out of politeness. She doesn't stay in social circles out of habit. She doesn't pour into people who leak her peace. Every choice she makes is filtered through one core question. Does this align with where I'm going? If the answer is no, she's out. No drama, no announcement, just gone. This confuses people. They think she's arrogant or too good, but what they don't understand is Sigma women run a tight internal economy. They can't afford emotional debt. She protects her energy because she knows its power. One wrong investment can drain her focus. One fake friendship can distort her clarity. One unnecessary argument can derail her entire mental framework. So she curates her environment ruthlessly, not to be superior, but to stay in frequency. That's why her circle is small, her schedule intentional, and her decisions sharp. She doesn't react to FOMO. She doesn't chase people. She doesn't explain her exits. You either add value to her vision or she closes the tab. This makes her intimidating in a world addicted to overconnection. But for the Sigma female, discernment is survival, and every ounce of energy she protects gets reinvested into building the life others only dream about. 9. Silence is her loudest move. In a world addicted to noise, the Sigma female's silence speaks volumes. It's not passive, it's not awkward, it's intentional. When most people feel the urge to defend, explain, or broadcast, the Sigma woman leans into quiet power. Because here's the secret: when she goes silent, she's not withdrawing. She's watching, calculating, choosing. People often mistake her lack of words for weakness. They think if she doesn't clap back, she doesn't have a comeback. But the Sigma female knows not every battle is worth a bullet. Sometimes the most powerful move is no move at all. Silence for her is a weapon, a shield, a strategy. She uses it to de-escalate drama, to expose people's true colors, and to recharge without distraction. And when she cuts communication, that's not a mood, it's a verdict. She's saying, "I've seen enough. I've said what I needed to. Now watch what happens without me." Her silence becomes an exit sign for the wrong energies and an invitation for inner clarity. And here's the part most people miss. Her silence isn't just a reaction, it's a message. I don't need to explain truth to noise. In a world full of oversharers and overreactors, her quiet is disruptive. It makes people question their assumptions. It makes the manipulators uncomfortable. It makes her unforgettable. Because sometimes the most powerful thing a Sigma female can do is say nothing at all. Sigma ladies, let the world keep guessing. You weren't made to fit categories. You weren't built for small talk, shallow rooms, or fake peace. You are the quiet disruption, the deep signal in a shallow frequency, the one they can't label, contain, or predict. You don't need to be louder. You just need to keep being unmistakably you. And remember, there's power in moving different. There's magic in thinking alone. There's strength in silence, precision in solitude, and legacy in logic. If this video mirrored your mind, subscribe right now. This is your space, your language, your strategy. The Sigma Lady is your channel. And if you want to keep this energy alive, buy me a coffee. Link is in the description and first pinned comment. Your support powers this space for every Sigma female still searching for content that finally feels like home. Until next time, stay sharp, stay intentional, stay untamed. I'll see you in the next drop, Sigma ladies.